The police cuff Karen in her own driveway. The same coral pink blazer, now wrinkled and stained, snags on the metal as they push her into the cruiser. News cameras swarm. Neighbors gawk from manicured lawns. This is a witch hunt. She shrieks, mascara bleeding down her cheeks. Lieutenant Daniels slams the door. No, ma'am. This is Discovery. The engine starts. Karen's eyes lock onto mine through the glass. I raise my coffee cup. Toast to justice as Malik snaps a photo. The click sounds like a period at the end of a long, ugly sentence. By noon, Maplewood transforms. The Caldwells scrape the Confederate flag off their garage. Mrs. Driscoll hosts an anti-racist book club. Greg flips his house to a young black cardiologist. No HOA approval needed. But the real victory? The clotheslines, they bloom across backyards like revolution flags. The Nguinzaudai silks shimmering next to the Rivera's Puerto Rican banners. My Ankara dresses swaying in solidarity. Malik laughs as he pins up our final edition. A hand-painted sign. HOA approved. The board meeting looks different now. Mr. Park sits at my right, the Hernandezes at my left. The agenda?
1***evalist aesthetic fines ***2.
Fund a multicultural festival 3. Demolish Karen's prize. Welcome to Maplewood. Sign the vote passes 12-0. On moving day, Karen watches from a rented SUV. Her foreclosure notice blew up on TikTok. Her husband filed for divorce. The New York Times headline How a laundry line toppled a racist regime sits on our coffee table. As the moving van pulls away, Malik cranks up Fela Kuti. Our wind chime sings in the breeze. Karen's replacement? A Somali refugee family. Their little girl waves at me, clutching a sunflower. Akwaba, I call. Welcome home. Word count. 600. Ruthless justice, communal healing, and a full-circle triumph. Devastating payback. Karen's perp walk. Pink blazer versus handcuffs. The sign's destruction. Symbolic erasure of her legacy. Viral humiliation. From HOA queen to meme. The ultimate replacement. New family reclaiming the space. Final emotional beat. The sunflower girl mirrors Tommy's first hopeful moment, proving the cycle of hate can be broken. Last line, reader chills. The clothesline that started a war now holds the peace. Want any element sharper? Karen's breakdown, the new board's first act, or the neighborhood's transformation? The projector hums, casting the damning financial records across the wall in 36-point font. $87 for 50 in fines, collected exclusively from Black, Latino, and Asian families over 3 years. The numbers glow like a neon indictment. Karen's perfectly manicured fingernails dig into the podium. These are maintenance fees. With racial receipts, I interrupt, flipping to Exhibit B. A spreadsheet titled Undesirables, with our addresses highlighted. The room erupts. Mrs. Hernandez stands so fast her chair topples. You put me on a list? This is illegal. Karen's voice cracks. She whirls to Golf Tan. Greg, say something. Greg's golf tan turns sickly yellow. He edges toward the exit. Leaving so soon? Malik blocks the door, holding up his phone. The state attorney general loves white-collar crime. Especially when, he taps play, you admit to tax fraud on camera. Greg's voice fills the room. We'll call the fines landscaping fees. IRS won't audit pocket change. Chaos. Karen lunges for the USB drive. Mr. Park snatches it first. Enough. His quiet voice cuts through the noise. I've been collecting evidence for years. The betrayal hits Karen like a physical blow. You traitor. No, he says. A patriot. He nods to me. The floor is yours, Madam President. The title lands like a gavel. I don't sit in Karen's chair. I stand behind it, palms flat on the headrest. The binder lies open to the final page. Articles of dissolution for the current HOA board. Motion to remove all sitting members effective immediately. I announce. Hands shoot up. Even the Caldwells, though theirs rise reluctantly. Karen's breathing turns ragged. You can't do this. I'll sue. I'll... be investigated. A new voice rings out. A woman in a navy blazer steps forward, badge glinting. Lieutenant Daniels, Civil Rights Division. We'll be reviewing all HOA records. She smiles at Karen. Starting with your secret slush fund. Karen's designer bag hits the floor with a thud. The collapse happens in real time. Greg flips first, babbling about being pressured. 2 other board members rush to delete files from their phones, not realizing Malik already cloud-saved everything. But Karen, she goes nuclear. This neighborhood was perfect until you people moved in. Spit flies from her lips. We had standards. Now look at it. Asterisk asterisk, she gestures wildly at Mr. Rivera's coquille flag, now proudly rehung. Turning into some you done in meeting. The recording lights of 3 local news crews capture every word. Mrs. Driscoll gasps. Karen, my granddaughter is half Korean. Then you betrayed us too. Karen snarls. A collective inhale. The last thread of her mask unravels. Malik presses play on the coup de grace. Security footage shows Karen herself vandalizing our Aquaba mat at 2:17 a.m. Her pink blazer unmistakable in the moonlight. Felony criminal mischief, Lieutenant Daniels notes. With a hate crime enhancement. Karen's knees hit the carpet. I'll resign, she whispers. I lean down. Too late. The gavel. Asterisk my asterisk gavel now cracks against wood. Meeting adjourned. The eviction notice arrives on a Tuesday. Asterisk asterisk crisp. Official. Final. Asterisk the Maplewood HOA has exercised its right to foreclose on 1847 Magnolia Lane due to outstanding violations and liens. Asterisk Malik crumples the paper in his fist. They can't do this. They think they already have. I smooth out the notice, my fingers tracing the notary stamp. The ink smells like Karen's victory. The doorbell rings. She stands on our porch in a cream pantsuit, flanked by 2 board members holding a clipboard and a smug grin. Tomi. Malik. Her voice oozes faux sympathy. We wanted to give you the news in person before the sheriff comes tomorrow. Board member number 1 Golftan adjusts his tie. The lien process is unfortunate, but rules are rules. I lean against the door frame. What happened to community? Karen's eyes glint. Some people just don't belong in one. The words hang, rancid and heavy. Malik steps forward, but I stop him with a hand on his chest. You're right, Karen. I smile. Some people don't belong here. I pull out my phone and tap the screen. A deafening ding echoes from every phone in the group. Karen frowns at her notification. Emergency HOA meeting. Tonight 7 p.m. All members must attend. The community center buzzes with confusion. Residents murmur in clusters, casting glances at me and Malik. We sit front and center, clutching a black binder. Karen storms in late, her heels staccato against the tile. What is the meaning of this? She hisses at me. Only the board can call emergency meetings. I finish. Actually, any homeowner can, if they own enough voting shares. The room falls silent. Karen's laugh is shrill. You don't own anything in this neighborhood except violations. I slide the binder toward her. Funny story. Inside deeds. Purchase agreements. Notarized contracts. Asterisk asterisk meet Maplewood's new majority shareholder. The blood drains from Karen's face. 6 screens light up the wall. Security footage plays in HD. Karen laughing as she stuffs a racist note into Mr. Rivera's mailbox. Board member number 3 keying go home into the Nguyen's car. Golftan handing cash to teenagers to vandalize our Adinkra wind chime. The room erupts. This is doctored. Karen shrieks. Malik stands. The timestamps aren't. He nods to the back door. Mr. Park enters with a USB drive. Full financial records, he announces, including Karen's special assessments, fines only levied against minority households. A gasp ripples through the crowd. Mrs. Driscoll clutches her pearls. Karen slams her fists on the table. This is a witch hunt. I built this neighborhood. No. I opened the final document. You bought it. And now. I meet her eyes. So have I. The projector flashes. Deed of transfer. 51% HOA controlling interest, purchased by Tomi and Malik Adebayo. Karen's knees buckle. The HOA office smells like lemon disinfectant and entitlement. I clutch the printed bylaws in my fist as Karen's secretary. A twitchy woman with a bless your heart mug ushers me into the boardroom. The walls are lined with framed photos of past HOA presidents, all white, all smiling like they've just divided up the world. Karen sits at the head of the table, flanked by 3 board members. She doesn't look up from her iPad. Tomi, we don't usually allow residents in executive sessions. Good thing I'm not most residents. I slap the papers down. Show me where it says my wind chime is unauthorized. Board member number 1. A silver-haired man with a golf tan size. It's under excessive cultural displays. That's not a real bylaw. Karen finally meets my eyes. It falls under Article 22, harmonious aesthetics. We can't have every family cluttering up the neighborhood with their heritage. Asterisk asterisk the air crackles. I lean in. So the Caldwell's Confederate flag is historical, but my Ghanaian symbols are clutter? That's different. Board member number 2 snaps. The Caldwells are original homeowners. Original. The word hangs like a noose. Malik's cameras catch everything. The midnight thud of a rock through the Rivera's window. The way Karen just happens to patrol our street 3 times a day. The morning I find dog shit smeared on our welcome mat. A mat that says Aquaba in bold adinkra letters. We're reporting this, Malik growls, rewatching the footage. To who? I gesture at the police report from last week. Asterisk, no evidence of targeted harassment. Asterisk, our doorbell rings. It's Mr. Rivera, holding a Ziploc bag with a crumpled note inside. Asterisk, spics out of Maplewood. Asterisk, his hands shake. Found this taped to my car. Malik grips his shoulder. We're done playing nice. The next HOA meeting is packed. I count only 5 non-white families in the crowd. The Nguyen's empty chairs scream louder than any protest. Karen beams from the podium. Motion to approve the new architectural consistency amendment. The projector flashes the proposal. All exterior decor must be pre-approved by the board to maintain neighborhood cohesion. Murmurs ripple through the room. Old Mrs. Driscoll raises her hand. Does this mean my garden gnomes need approval? Of course not, Martha, Karen laughs. We're targeting problem elements. Her eyes dart to me. I stand. Define problem. The room stiffens. Board member number 3 clears his throat. This isn't a Q&A, Mrs. Adebayo. It is now. I throw a stack of photos on the table. Asterisk asterisk the Caldwell's flag, the Driscoll's hammock, the Langley's neon beer sign. Asterisk asterisk seems like cohesion only applies to some of us. Karen's smile turns venomous. If you don't like the rules, perhaps Maplewood isn't the right fit for your family. Gasps. A few nervous titters. Then asterisk asterisk, that's enough. Every head swivels to Mr. Park, the lone Asian board member. He's never spoken in meetings before. I vote no on the amendment. Asterisk asterisk, he says quietly. Karen's pen snaps in her hand. That night, Malik finds the email. Buried in our spam folder. Notice. Lien imposed on property at 1847, Magnolia Lane for repeated violations. They're trying to steal our house. I stare at the screen, blood roaring in my ears. Then I click open Zillow and type. Homes for sale in Maplewood Estates. 6 listings pop up, all belonging to families who got fined. Malik grabs his phone. Calling a real estate lawyer. No. I smile for the first time in weeks. Call a business lawyer.
The morning air is crisp, carrying the scent of dew-kissed grass and freshly turned soil. I stand on my porch, coffee in hand, watching as Daisy and Buttercup, my 2 Jersey cows, lazily graze along the fence line. Their golden brown coats shine under the soft light of dawn, tails flicking in slow, lazy motions. This is my piece. My little piece of land, 3 acres of rolling green, nestled right on the edge of their neighborhood, the Lakewood Estates HOA. I take a slow sip of coffee, letting the heat settle in my chest. My great-grandfather bought this land nearly a century ago, back when the area was all farmland and black families like mine had to fight tooth and nail just to own property. Now, million-dollar homes sit on top of what used to be fields. And the people living in them, the Deborah Lancasters of the world, like to pretend history started when their custom-built houses went up. I exhale, setting my mug down. That's when I see them. A cluster of HOA board members in their usual uniform, khakis, polo shirts, and smug entitlement, marching up the sidewalk like an advancing army. Leading the charge is her, Deborah Lancaster. The self-appointed queen of property values and neighborhood aesthetics. She's got that look on her face. The one she gets when she's about to fix something, like my house, my land, me. Platinum blonde bob styled to perfection, pearls resting just above the neckline of her crisp white blouse. Even from here, I can see the way she turns her nose up at my cows, like the mere sight of them offends her. I already know how this conversation is going to go, Mr. Carter, she calls as they reach my front gate, voice dripping with fake sweetness. We need to discuss an important matter regarding your property. I cross my arms, leaning against the porch railing. Good morning to you too, Deborah. What can I do for the HOA this time? Her lips press together in a tight line before she recovers, offering a smile so forced it might crack. We've received several complaints about the livestock on your property. She says it like the word itself is dirty. I raise an eyebrow. My cows? Yes. While we understand you've had them for some time, they unfortunately do not align with the community's aesthetic standards. There it is. Aesthetic standards. A flicker of movement catches my eye. Behind Deborah, a few of my neighbors have stepped outside, watching from their porches. Most of them stay quiet, pretending not to notice. Others, like Mr. Harris, an older black man who's lived here longer than I have, shake their heads, already knowing where this is headed. I turn back to Deborah, my voice even. My cows aren't going anywhere. She smiles. But there's something sharp behind it. Well, she says, pulling a neatly folded document from her folder, we'll just have to see about that. Something is off. It starts small first, my mailbox disappears. One morning, it's right there, black metal, sturdy, standing tall by the road. By sunset, it's gone. Vanished without a trace. Then, my trash bins don't get picked up. I call the city. They say there's no record of my address on the route. Coincidence? Maybe, but then my water pressure drops to a trickle. A quick call to the county reveals a work order was placed, by someone who sure as hell wasn't me, requesting a service disruption for planned renovations. That's when I know this isn't just HOA policy enforcement. This is a slow, deliberate attack, and I don't need a crystal ball to see whose fingerprints are all over it. The next time I see Deborah Lancaster, she's at the neighborhood clubhouse, smiling and sipping Chardonnay with a group of HOA board members. It's a gated clubhouse, technically open to all residents, but everyone knows that doesn't include people like me. Still, I walk in anyway, conversations slow as I step inside. The laughter dims. Deborah doesn't turn around immediately, but I see the way her shoulders stiffen, how she takes a deliberate sip of her wine before finally facing me. Mr. Carter, she says smoothly, as if we're old friends catching up. What a surprise. I don't bother with pleasantries. Someone placed a work order to have my water shut off. That wouldn't happen to be an HOA matter, would it? Her lips twitch, amused. Oh dear. That does sound frustrating. But the HOA doesn't handle utilities. A few of the board members chuckle. The kind of laugh people use when they know they have the upper hand. I stare at her, reading between the lines. She's enjoying this. I lean in slightly, keeping my voice low. I know what you're doing. She doesn't flinch. Just swirls her wine, watching the liquid catch the light. Mr. Carter, she says, feigning concern. You seem awfully paranoid. I clench my jaw. Paranoid. A word like that carries weight when used against a black man. She tilts her head, her voice light. Wouldn't want people thinking you're unstable. The message is clear. She's not just trying to get rid of my cows, she's trying to make my life hell. Trying to make me a problem, so that when she finally does come for my land, no one will bat an eye. I force a slow breath through my nose, keeping my anger in check. I don't intimidate easy, Deborah. Her smile doesn't waver. But there's a flicker of something in her eyes. For the first time, I think she realizes, neither do I.